We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Good morning friends, myself Patel Jignesh, Assistant Professor in Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Today we are going through the subject of Experimental Technique and Instrumentation in Thermal Engineering. So in this subject we have the one module, Advancement in Measurement. In this module we have to take in the one of the content, which is the controllers. In this series of controller we are already talk about the P controller, D controller, integral controller, proportional derivative and integral controller. Today we are discussing the PD controller. It means proportional and derivative controller. Now we start. What is the definition of PD controller? We have to already learn about the P controller, proportional controller and derivative controller. Now this one is PD controller. It means it's a combination of proportional and derivative controller. So some of the disadvantages of P controller, some of the disadvantages of D controller. So combination, it can be remove the some of the disadvantages in that cases. Now we have to talk about what is the definition of PD controller. The proportional derivative controller produce an output which is the combination of the output of proportional and derivative controller. So ultimately it can say that when we are supposed to set the point, which is the we have to producing the output, or we can say that we are just taking the one of the example and we have to just say that in that cases we have to producing the some production in the manner of 75%. So now we are just setting the set point. We can see that in that cases we are just setting the set point, which is the 75%. Now by means of processing we are getting the some output. After processing that we are achieving, which is the 70%. Now we already know that we have to setting the 75%, but we are achieving the 70%. So this process value, after we are providing the some input and after processing we are getting the process value. So this process value, which is the 70%. So ultimately what will happen in the manner of output process value, we are getting the 70%. So this 70%, which can be, we are seeing that this one is my summing point. Over there we are provide the feedback. So ultimately output can be given the 70%, but we are setting the 75%. So ultimately we have to producing the some error over there, which is the 5%. So this one is the SP set point, which is the 75%, but after process we are getting the process value, which is the 70%. So ultimately we are producing the 5% error. Now what will happen, this one is the PD controller. Controller can be reducing the error. We are achieving the error is 5%. So ultimately what will happen, whenever we have to applying the some value, we are setting the some value, at that cases we have to set our aim or goal. So we are achieving the 75%, not more than 75% and not less than 75%. So we have to set some point. So 75% is my set point, but we are getting the output in the manner of 70%. So we are achieving the 5% error. So controller, which can be reducing the error 5% to the 0%. So ultimately PD controller, which has a function which can be reducing the error 5% to the 0. So ultimately basic function to error reduction is the function of PD controller. So what it can be done, which is learn in the some another diagram in the next slide, but before that we are just go through the derivation, how we can derive a transfer function and how we can draw the block diagram. So now this one is my derivation. Over there we can see that this one is my UT. So this one is my actuating signal, which is the actuating signal, and this one is my ET and dt, which is the my error signal. So sort of the time we can see that where we have the P and D controller. P and D controller. We already learned about what is the proportional controller. Can be seen that in the proportional controller, when we are using the proportional controller, at that time what is the error signal which can be directly proportional to the actuating signal. So ultimately how can we write that ut proportional to et. Ut proportional to et. It is not comfortable to write over there, but we can just see that ut directly proportional to et. So we are taking the kp is the proportionally constant. Same way, when we are alone, we are taking the derivative controller. At that time, what is the definition of derivative controller? Your actuating signal directly proportional to the derivation of the error signal. So this one is my derivation of the error signal, and kd, which is the derivative coefficient over there. So now in that case is PD controller, we have to combination of proportional and derivative controller. So we can write that this one is my proportional controller and this one is my derivative controller. So ultimately we can write kp plus kd det dt. Now we can see that this one is the time domain value, so we can convert into frequency domain. So we have to take on the Laplace. Already we have to learn the Laplace. So in the this one is the maths, but we can easily Laplace we can transform from this time domain to the frequency domain. So ut can be converted into us. Now kpet, which is the kpes, and also kd dt, which is the converted into kds es. Now we can we are taking the value of es, so we are getting the kp plus kds. Now from this equation we have to write the transfer function. We have to write the transfer function. What is the use of transfer function? We can, by using of this transfer function, we can draw the block diagram. So ultimately we need the transfer function. At that case is basically transfer function can be write in the manner of output over input. Now in that case is we are taking the us is my output and es which is the my input. So from this one, which is my transfer function, so this one is the transfer function of the proportional derivative controller. So we can write down kp plus kds is equal to us over es. Now I am getting the value of transfer function over there, so we can easily draw the block diagram. So next one is my block diagram over there, where we can write down kp plus kd as this my transfer function over there, and this one is my output. This one is my output, and similar way this one is my input, so which is in the form of error. Now we are processing unit, we have to derive there. So after this processing we are getting the some output. Now in the similar way we can take the example, my set point is reference signal which is provided, but my set point is 75%. What will happen whenever we have to supply the some reference signal? So what will happen, after processing we are getting the value of 70%. So what will happen, this one is provided in the manner of feedback. So this feedback can be provided 70%. So but my set point is 75, so what will happen, 5% is my error. So by using of this reference signal, and this one is 5%, so by using of this reference signal and 5%, by using of this controller we can reducing the error, and we can producing the actuating signal which is given the value in the output in the manner of 75%. So we can reducing the error by means of this controller. So basically the proportional and derivative controller is to use to improve the stability of control system without affecting the steady state error. So I was signed out from this, I think you will understand what is the PD controller and how it can be taught. Continuously, we can, in this series, we have to talk about the PI controller and PID controller. Thank you.